Like, stay tuned, man. There's more of the scoop.
To return some videotapes. 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 Videotapes.
Welcome back, once again, one and all, to the Strange Glow video podcast show, whatever, on Ectoviolence channel.
Alec is in the living room tonight, hanging out with his dog.
Yeah, well, he's actually like cowering somewhere now, but he doesn't like the bad weather, and it's not even doing anything yet. It's just he's like fucking,
sense it?
Yeah, he's like Bill Paxton in Twister. I took him for a walk, and he was out there like doing this with the dirt, and I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
Picks it up, dusts it out with his paw.
Yeah,
and the days of sniffing the dirt are not over for his sixth sense of weather perception that animals seem to have.
He can smell the moisture in the air. He's like, I can sense that moisture level rising. We're fucked. We're all gonna die.
He's like, "Get me my thunder blanket."
Like, that's his thought process. So that's what's going on there. We had an eventful weekend.
Yeah, how do you want to kick this thing off? I mean, you having some huge news, but it was a pretty awesome weekend all around for both of us. So
yeah, I'm still tired. I go back to work tomorrow.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always tired.
Yeah.
I can be tired all day.
I can do this all day. All right, Captain America.
Mm-hmm. Mama's Big Fat Movie Collections. What's happening? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, what's going on? So I've been planning this for a little while. Not necessarily the Comic-Con thing exactly, but we've been talking about it, and we're basically like, all right, we're ready to do this thing. So I got to a point where I was like, all right, well, you need to tell. I didn't know a ring size. She didn't even know a ring size.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, you need to figure that out now so that you're not like expecting it, or I'm not like getting onto your ass about it in a couple months when I'm actually trying to propose or something.
Yeah. Good call.
So she bought like a fucking like a ring size kit on Amazon that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was fucking ready, and then literally I found out she's been like doing her nails in anticipation of it. You know what I mean? Like waiting. She. And
yeah.
So here's what's funny too. I planned it. I don't know. What was this, like 2 months ago maybe that I told you, or a month and a half ago maybe, that I was like, all right, this is what I think I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you told me your game plan, and that was like preliminary, and you're like, hey, they've got Sean Astin, Elijah Wood are going to be at Comic-Con. And was that just
it wasn't
Sean
even
Astin at that point?
No. See, we originally paid for a photo op with Carl Urban and Elijah Wood.
Oh, okay.
And because Carl Urban's in Lord of the Rings too, as Aemir.
Mm-hmm.
And he canceled, and they got Sean Astin. And if we had already bought the photo op, so they just switched it over to the Sean Astin one, which was like fucking better anyway, bro. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, Carl Urban, you're cool and all, but you're no Sean Astin.
No.
So that's pretty interesting, and that solidified that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, 100%. You told me about it, and you're like, okay. And then you had the whole ring delivery stress that you were dealing with from the USPS, which is a whole other nightmare.
I told her that afterwards, and she's like, "Oh, now it makes a lot more sense why you're so pissed off about the USPS." I was like, "Yeah, it wasn't just Leprechaun 4K they fucked up. It was a goddamn engagement ring that was just going city to city. It was the engagement ring's fucking road trip."
Yeah, like I had to play it up as the other thing, but yes, there was other stress. involved.
Yeah. And so then we also planned, Elijah Wood does these DJ sets with his friend. They call themselves Wood and Wisdom. So we were like, that was Saturday night, so she got us tickets to that. Her friend was going along with us. And her friend reached out to me that morning, Saturday morning, and was like, "Hey, I know you guys are planning on maybe possibly getting engaged soon. If you need any help planning the engagement or, whatever, just helping her friend out."
Oh, trying to get inside information. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, but also, here's what's crazy, is they're both like into that witch shit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she's like, she shows me texts with her and Tatum that are like, I was just in the shower and I had a vision that Alec is going to propose to you at Comic-Con or related to Comic-Con somehow.
That's intense.
This is Saturday. She texted her this, and Tatum was like, "Nah, that ain't happening. I'll know when it's going to happen." She was fucking confident.
Oh, yeah, she knew. She thought
She was like, thought it was going to be predictable. Like, predictable for her would be like, oh, I'd be like, "Yeah, why don't you dress up in something nice and let's go take some photos in the cemetery." And then I like hold her hand and it's all romantic and shit. That's the type of thing you'd expect out of us. You know what I mean? But this is what you'd expect too. It's just not. Because typically, now these photo ops here are a lot more private, I'll give you, than, say, we did a photo op at Crypticon. The whole line can see every photo being taken as they're being taken, basically, there.
Yeah.
It is no secret. So I was kind of worried about that public element because she's not that type of person. Neither am I. I don't want a bunch of people to see. There were maybe like 4 people in line behind us that saw it. Sean Astin, Elijah Wood, the photographer, and maybe somebody's agent or something standing in the back.
Yeah.
So it was pretty perfect. And so we went to see him DJ. That was fun and all. She had no idea. I was clueless. We drove there. Obviously, driving downtown, I get stressed anyway. I'm stressing about the whole thing and driving downtown. But she just thinks like she said, "Oh, you held it together really well. You didn't seem that stressed. Like, you seem normal amount of stress for driving downtown and just like dealing with the crowds at Planet." Because the crowds
where I told you to.
Yeah, I parked in that parking garage that was there.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah.
I think I paid like
hopefully
$20 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully that helped your stress levels out. I only paid $18 for the whole day there, so.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, we walked there. We got in relatively easily, thankfully.
Sunday was much better than Saturday. Saturday was a nut house.
Yeah. Well, I figured it would be too. It's like, the problem is, a lot of people probably have the mentality I do of, let's go Sunday because everybody's going to go Saturday. And then everybody ends up going Sunday. There's a possibility of that happening, but it still doesn't happen that way. Thankfully. Still a fuck ton of people there. Like, when you're walking around in there, it's just hard to move, and I was getting stressed from that. I was just like, I want to get these autographs and signatures and stuff done, because after the proposal, I ain't going to be like trying to hunt down autographs and shit. It just ain't going to happen. My brain's going to be fucking warped.
Yeah.
And it was, because we also went to sleep at like 3:30 or 4 on Saturday and woke up at like 7:45, and we're running on 4 hours of sleep. It was like a psychedelic experience. And anyway, I'm going to switch over to, I have a slideshow of some of the photos here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's check it out.
I think I can share it with you. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, there we go. You seen it?
Yeah, we're seeing it.
All right, cool. So yeah, these are the photos we took line for an hour. That was like the longest hour of my life. Just standing
I'm sure
there,
it was.
just like ring box in my pocket, making it look full. I was wearing that cloak, so I was able to kind of hide. The line space is priceless, of course.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
So yeah, that the rest of the day, kind of days. Got some pizza, went home, got to bed. Yeah,
Chilled out.
pretty much.
Nice. So, congratulations on your engagement. That's
Yeah.
pretty epic.
I guess I have a couple other things to show off, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll show off a few things, then we'll get back to your stuff. So I was there all weekend because I was there with our local Ghostbusters group, the Midland Empire Ghostbusters. So I was there Thursday, which is crazy. I got to drive my SUV into the convention hall to drop off one tote of stuff. They just let me drive in. I was like, all right, whatever. But it beat having to go find parking for a whole long time. So
Yeah.
I did that. We got to unload. We helped set up for a while. So we were there for a couple hours. And then Thursday, yeah, that was Thursday. And then Friday, Liz had a couple of appointments during the day. So then after that, we went down, got there around, like right around 3:30 or so, because we were working the Ghostbusters booth from 3 to 4, or sorry, 4 to 5 is what we'd sign up for. So we get in there, work our shift, and it's eerily quiet for a Friday for the con. Like, it was steady, but it just didn't feel like as hyped up as I was expecting it to be. And, there's just so much going on that I missed the panel for Alex Winter and Kiefer Sutherland and
What, Lou Diamond Phillips? Is that what it was?
yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips, yeah. Because they did the group conversation there. So I missed that, but during all that, I realized Kiefer Sutherland's line was very short, and they're letting people get in line for him to come through the line after his photo op, or after his panel discussion. So I get in line at like 6:40, and the panel gets over at 7. So he gets there at like 7:05, and I hardly waited in line at all, right? So most of the time I waited in line was waiting for him to get back from the panel. And his line it's steady for people there, but I was like kind of like, I missed the panel, but I was like, I can always find a recording of that, at least just the audio, so I can listen to it. But his line is like, here's the autograph prices, like no quotes. He doesn't do quotes. And I'm like, okay, well that's fine. But
I don't care if
I was able
quotes
to
or not.
No, but when I showed him my Lost Boys Laserdisc, he saw like how everyone else had signed it and done quotes on it, so he added his own. So he said, "Be one of us," and then Kiefer Sutherland, and then in quotes David for his character name. So that was dope to have him add that on there. And I talked to him about Jason Patrick and the whole dirt bike riding thing. I was like, yeah, you weren't there to defend yourself for that conversation. So when I told him that, Jason basically admitted to being the least experienced rider on set, he was like, oh, I'm surprised you would admit that. But, I remember Jason saying he was intimidated by the other guys since they'd had so much experience. So that was wild.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I didn't do the table selfie just because I was trying to manage my money and not like spend too much, because cons can get super expensive real easy. So
Yeah, I wanted to get more autographs, but I did not. I was pretty preoccupied. I still got 2 that I wanted, but obviously missing out on Kiefer Sutherland was rage-inducing.
well, I'm not sure what happened there, because on all the advertisements, they were showing him there as all 3 days before, at least was what I thought.
Yeah.
And
I
even
went and
like
checked
ads
on the
that
website, I thought it was that way, but
well, had I not done that Friday night, I would have missed it too, because the only reason I knew that is because the person that was in line was like, yeah, if you don't, he's not here Sunday, so you'll need to get it today or tomorrow. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was glad I did that, and then I told you that, and it was like, shit, I didn't realize that, and then, we could have coordinated something had we known that, but we didn't.
Yeah. I did get Alex Winter on there, but still.
Yeah. And then Alex Winter doesn't have any quotes because he's only got a handful of lines through that whole movie.
I was about to say, I don't know if he even has any direct lines. Does he? I can't think of a single one.
Nothing that's like sticks in your mind. Nothing that's quotable from that movie. You know what I mean?
Because he doesn't chuckle and have no lines. Like, I don't know. But
kinda
yeah,
like there's some like background dialogue almost.
there's mine as well. It's in a fucking protective sleeve, so it's all reflective right now. But that's where he signed.
Yeah, and this one, if you can see it here, Alex Winter's right here. So I was looking at this, man. There's really only 2 more autographs I can get on this, because 2 of the guys on here have passed away. I mean, I could add V. Neal since she did makeup, and she's usually on the con circuit. She's easy to spot and find. She does a ton of conventions and stuff. But it would be the kid that played Lottie, and then obviously Jamie Gertz. But
no, and I don't know that Tim Capello would be sick to add too.
Oh yeah,
and he does cons. So there's plenty of stuff to jam in there.
There's 3 more, so I've got 7 on there now. But yeah, getting 10 on there would be crazy.
I need to get Kiefer on there, but I just never thought I would even have the opportunity to, and it was so fucking crazy that you were able to do that. So
yeah, adding those 2 on there was really cool. Alex Winter is, he didn't have a line when I went through, and I dressed up as Bill from Bogus Journey. And so I made a replica hat that, I even got down to the salt stains and the dirt marks on it. And, he said that was pretty cool, and he liked that, but fairly quiet. His interaction was fairly minimal. And I think you had kind of a similar thing, which is fine, right? Not everyone's super talkative, but
he had no line. I walked straight up to it. There was no one there.
Yeah, same thing for me. And so he's one of those guys that could have easily had his own panel, but I don't know how many people are familiar with his documentary work, which is what he's primarily focused on, right? I mean, Bill.
I tried to get him to talk about it with me, his new documentary, but he didn't even tell me what it was about. So yeah, I was like, all right, well, that's cool, that's fine, whatever, I'll leave. I'm not gonna make it awkward.
Yeah, that was kind of my vibe, and I think, and I don't know if he just wasn't social because his line wasn't super long, or you know what I mean. You don't know what someone's headspace is like, so
yeah, you never know.
I didn't want to try to stand around and bug him just because he didn't have a line.
However,
it's the man himself, Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, he had a pretty long line. Was spending a lot of time with people. I didn't want to spend a bunch of time trying to chat him up or anything, but I did get to tell him. I was like, Ghostbusters is my #1 movie of all time, and but it's also really cool to see you and everything from The Crow to The Congo, and my favorite other appearance being Twin Peaks. And he was like, "Oh, Twin Peaks was so fun."
Yeah. Yeah,
he said other shit about it, where he's like, "Yeah, it was weird. I don't even know what I was doing there. Don't even know what the hell the show was about because it's
David Lynch,
Twin
man.
Peaks."
Yeah. Yeah, he was awesome. The funny thing is how he signed your VHS, because I got his autograph through FanFest. It was pre-signed, so I didn't get to watch him sign it, but, it matches all the signatures I've seen, so I know it's good.
Oh, yeah, he signs, that's how he signs, across that middle.
Yeah, he signs perfectly across the logo on there, so...
he took his time signing it. He did not,
He has one of the best, most consistent autographs out of anybody I've seen. Alex Winter, you can't even tell what it is. And... same thing with Kiefer Sutherland. They have such the doctor's thing, but Ernie's is very clear, very easy to read, so you know exactly what you're getting.
Well,
I
it's
love
so funny to me. I don't know if you can tell, but Jason Patrick signing my tape twice. This just still gets me. Jason Patrick, never grow old. Jason Patrick.
Yeah.
And he looked down and realized, I wrote my name twice. And then he just sort of handed it back to me anyway, all right, well, there you go.
He was a good dude, though, man.
No,
I
he was
really
great.
love to chat with him again. So,
I love seeing him pop up in Terrifier 3. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good. I also told Kiefer Sutherland that we were giving Jason Patrick shit about Speed 2 Cruise Control. I was like, we watched it so we could talk about it with him. He got a kick out of that. So, So I didn't really buy anything this weekend. I bought 2 things.
I got one thing. Hold on.
Okay. And here I am talking to myself. Yeah. So.
What'd you get?
So there's an artist that I've been following since the first Comic-Con I ever went to, and his name is Andrew Heath, and he's always done some like really cool pop culture stuff. He's an 80s kid like me, and so big into Ghostbusters and all that stuff, but he did a game a couple years ago called Burger Battle, and he did Burger Battle 2, but then he also has this like shake game, same kind of a concept, but it's for younger kids age group. And so I was like, okay, 2 to 6 players, 8 and up, like 5 to 20 minutes for a game. I was like, that's cool. I get that. I like supporting his art. I've got a ton of his prints.
Yeah.
So I bought that and talked to him, and he also gave me a sticker. I've traded him a sticker several times, but I always make it a point to go and find him just because, you find an artist you like and you want to support him. And then the only other thing I bought was there's a local author we know. His name's Nicholas Forrestal, and I bought one of his books. He said this is more of a horror story. Domitianus is this one, I think is what it is. Yeah. So he said it's kind of a horror movie or a horror book about being in someone else's body or like waking up from like being a zombie or something. So I was like, okay, that's fascinating.
Weird.
So I snagged that to support because I've never read any of his stuff, but I've known him for years and always kind of been friends with him and talking to him. So
Makes sense. This is the only other thing I bought. It was a 3D print of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 planet there.
Oh, nice.
Pretty big, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just saw it and I had to have it. I was looking for physical media, and at Comic-Con, I guess the only physical media you could find is comics. I found 2 booths, and one of them had just a bunch of used, like it was like Goodwill. It was just like trash.
Okay. Yeah.
And then another one had a bunch of bootlegs. They even had like real Ghostbusters bootlegs, Stranger Things bootlegs. And I was like, I'll look through these and see what I find. And I found Freddy Nightmares, a DVD bootleg.
Okay.
And I kind of still wish I had bought it, but like I didn't want to pay what he was charging for it, which was $35 for a bootleg. And the artwork I could have replaced, but it was absolutely like shitty and like paper, printed on printer paper, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's my thing. Like bootlegs, if you're charging too much for bootlegs, especially if they're making it themselves.
Like yeah,
come on, man.
If they would
And
be
I get
charging
it.
$10 or $15 for that, I'd have bought it for sure, and maybe
I
even
get
a
it.
couple more. Just
At a
like random.
con, yeah, you got to pay for your booth space and all that stuff. So I get it that there's some overhead involved, but come on, man, if you're not having to pay the IP owners anything for it, like
Well,
whatever.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is you don't get to upcharge this. You don't own this. Now, if it's something handmade that's like, I get why that shit's expensive. Like people crocheting stuff, or whatever. I surprisingly didn't spot a ton of AI artwork booths.
Yeah. I didn't really look at most of the art because so many of the artists are like the same artists that I see year after year, and so many of the prints are the same. Like you see some newer ones.
But also, a lot of their art styles is just not something I'm into necessarily. I'd be more likely to find somebody's art I was into at a horror con, and even then, I'm just selective, I guess.
Yeah, I get that for sure because I'm the same way. Like there's some stuff that's like really cool art, but I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put that in my house. It doesn't go with any like other art styles I have.
I bought that Gayzilla print. It's like a rainbow Godzilla destroying like West Hollywood.
Oh, that's dope. The only thing I regret is one of the artists that worked on Godzilla versus Kansas City was there, and I should have taken my hardcover of that and gotten that signed.
Yeah, that'd have been
But
cool.
since the guys that did that are all local, I should be able to find them at comic shops and stuff for probably cheaper and easier over time. So I just need to kind of keep my eyes open for that.
So, are you planning Crypticon?
Yeah, we'll see how the budget goes for Crypticon. I mean, I love going to Crypticon. I love the horror stuff there. I'd like to see some more guests because one of the guests that I thought was Planet turns out to be Crypticon.
Yeah, Jeremy Davies from Twister.
Yeah. Yep.
Worst case
Yeah.
scenario, I can always take your laser disc, but yeah, be cool to meet.
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, no, I'd like to meet him. He's for a guy that started as a bit character actor, you know, like in Twister, he's just the background actor. Like to see like the depth he has as like the crazy dad in Black Phone, I
Yeah.
can appreciate that.
So Daniel Roebuck's gonna be there.
Mhm.
He is well, most recently he was in Terrifier 3 as the Santa Claus who gets mutilated and his outfit taken. But he was also
Oh,
in
okay.
River's Edge, the Keanu Reeves and Crispin Glover movie. He's the guy who kills his girlfriend that the whole movie is kind of about.
Shit. Okay.
And he's also in Final Destination as one of the cops. Eric Freeman from Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Garbage Day!
Nice.
I don't have either of those on VHS, but I do have the DVD 2-pack.
Okay.
And Eric Freeman from Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 is going to be there. And then the guy from the first movie is going to be there too. His name is... What is his fucking name? Robert Brian Wilson. He played Billy in the first Silent Night, Deadly Night. So I might have them both sign that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Which actually makes me think I might even go as Bloody Santa with an axe to this convention. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that makes me not want to do that is the Crypticon's always hot.
I mean, just put the costume on when you get there. You know what I mean?
No, I mean,
Inside.
yeah. Last year it was just warm, and I was in like a t-shirt and just, shorts.
Yeah.
Henry Thomas is going to be there from E.T. and apparently Dr. Sleep. I don't realize who he was in that, but
Yeah, I don't remember. I think he was obviously, a smaller character, but I need to rewatch that because I went through the book earlier this year. So
Greta. It says she's in Terminator 2.
okay.
Oh, I see. Shocking Dark, also known as Terminator 2, Aliens 2, Alienators, and Contaminator, is a 1989 Italian science fiction film. That's the fucking...
Oh.
That's hilarious. Although it
That
looks like a
makes
ripoff of
sense.
Terminator, it's actually a ripoff of Aliens. That's amazing as hell. Other than that, Tyler Mane, who I believe is Michael Myers and Rob Zombie's Halloween, I obviously don't care about. Greg Nicotero, it's kind of cool that he's going to be there. Barbara Crampton. Oh, Andrew Divoff, Wishmaster. Have him sign my copy of Wishmaster on VHS because he is the Wishmaster.
Yeah, I like Crypticon. It's it's
I like
smaller and it's pretty affordable.
so much. It's stressful in the sense of like just because you want to be able to get there and get what you want autograph wise and stuff.
Mhm.
But Planet was so much more stressful. I think not just because of the proposal thing, but there's so many more people there. It's so much harder to move around, just even walking.
Yeah, it's rough. What's crazy though, man, like when you look at how busy it is, like Saturday was nuts. Sunday was pretty manageable, but with Sunday, the show closing at 5:00, you get worried about some artists packing up and leaving early, right? Some of them have planes to catch before the show ends, so they're only there part of the day Sunday.
Yeah.
And so when the photo ops got moved back, I was like, I was really getting kind of nervous about waiting for Ernie because I was going to go through with some friends. And, my friend Jacob wound up going through with me. Jacob went with us to New York.
Yeah.
But his wife was in line for a photo op. So I was like, okay, she originally was going to go with us too to meet Ernie and just do the selfie. And So she's like, yeah, the line's gonna be a while. Like, don't wait, just go. Because I was like, it's like he has no line right now. If he doesn't have a line for long, is he gonna want to try to wrap up early and get out of here?
Yeah.
And it all went pretty smooth. So we went through the line, and we were the only ones in the line at the time. There was like one person ahead of us, and then Dustin and the Ghostbusters group here had made a Ecto 1 out of like a little cozy coop, and we were pushing Juniper around in that, and it was pretty cool. And we got some great pictures with Ernie, him shaking my hand, talking to him. I gave him one of my Mr. West Studio stickers and everything else, and because we'd already given him all the Midland stuff, so that was cool. And his handler wouldn't let him come by our booth. They were like, he said he wanted to come by the booth, but I think he is a big enough star they didn't want him walking all the way over there.
Yeah.
So, which at some cons we've seen people come through booth. Sometimes they go to the booths just depending on what's going on. So,
Yeah, it depends on how big the con is. I remember at Crypticon in 2021. That was the deadest con I've ever been to, and I think it was just because COVID had just happened too.
mm-hmm.
Because fucking every celebrity was just walking around there.
Yeah.
Freely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had masks on and stuff sometimes, but
yeah. No, it was wild. And so, interesting seeing how all that panned out. Because the first Crypticon I went to, one of the stunt doubles for Harold Ramis was there. And so he came by the Ghostbusters booth and took photos with all of us and was like real chatty and was real cool. So that was awesome to meet him, and he signed a few things for us there without making you go through his line, which is neat. But yeah, sometimes they just get so big and overwhelming, like you just don't know what to do.
yeah.
So
That was pretty much the extent of the weekend for me.
yeah, no, I mean so I saw Ernie. He was the last celebrity I saw. I got my photos with him, so I was pleased as punch with that. And then finished the show, and then we had a breakdown, man. So I didn't get home till like 8:30 that night. So it was a very long 4 days for me.
I mean, if I'm just looking at the list, there were several other people. Like, if money wasn't an object, I would have gotten their autographs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Karen Ashley, the Yellow Ranger from at least the movie and some of the series.
Yeah. So Jacob got her autograph. I didn't realize it, but the voice of Alpha 5 was there too.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in Nostalgia Alley, so I was going to ask, like, I don't know why Jacob didn't get his autograph. I don't think he knew he wasn't there.
Yeah. I saw that he was there too. I obviously was thinking about getting Sean Astin's autograph with Elijah Wood on a Lord of the Rings VHS, because that would be sick.
Yeah, I would have loved to have gotten both of those. There's somebody else there Keith David, I really would have liked to get signed, something on.
Yeah, I don't have the thing on VHS, and that's what I would want him to sign. Like,
Sure.
most of all. And then there were some Twilight cast members there that would have been cool. Like, we just didn't have like the funds. We probably would have done a photo op with all of them though, because she's a big fan of them, and I enjoy them just enough.
Yeah.
And then Richard Horvitz, that's who did Alpha 5. He also did a bunch of other shows I watched as a kid. Jason Isaacs from fucking Harry Potter. Famke Jensen would have been hilarious to have signed GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much going on there. And then when you're trying to like manage your spending, luckily I had a vendor pass, because with the Ghostbuster stuff, it's a ton of work to go set those booths up. Like everyone, like the G.I. Joes were close to us, the Justice League was nearby, obviously all the Star Wars folks.
Yeah.
Like the amount of effort everyone puts into those booths is crazy.
Yeah, it really is. I didn't even the only one I stopped by was the Ghostbusters one, and then I was like, all right, I got to look for physical media. I got to get these autographs before this proposal goes down.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, man, because like in years past, I usually go walking and like looking at other stuff, and I was like, I didn't do much of that because I didn't want to go try to spend any money. So like I walked around, and hell, it was Sunday before I ran into half the people I knew and had a chance to talk to a ton of people. We did see Ghostbusters from 5 states there. We did the Ghostbusters photo op on Saturday afternoon. So there was Ghostbusters from South Dakota that flew in, obviously because Ernie was there, and that's like the closest he gets, or the closest he's been in a while. So, and then the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters came up. The Missouri Ghostbusters, they're based out of Springfield, but they came up. We saw the Nebraska Ghostbusters. It's crazy. It's like the people you follow online. Like there's this guy that was dressed up as like lab coat Egon with the sniffer and everything. I didn't realize it at the time, but I follow him on Instagram. He's like like 3D printed ecto props or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. Recognized all his stuff. And then one of the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters, like I've ordered stuff from his Etsy shop before. So kind of neat seeing those people in person, that people that I didn't see at the premiere and other events, like seeing them there and seeing how excited everyone was and enthusiastic as they were. So
Yeah, Planet reached out after we asked for the pictures and was like, can we use these also in some stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we use these for promotions and stuff? Yeah, that's awesome.
And then she posted the photos in Lord of the Rings group on Facebook. Ended up getting over like 8,000 or 9,000 likes. And just insane amount of comments and jealousy. But I did get called Pete Davidson at least 2 or 3 times. And
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and Gollum once. Like, Jesus Christ.
People trying to roast your ass on there, huh?
Yeah, well, if Gollum gets Arwen, he must know how to treat a woman. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Well, and then like Pete Davidson, yeah, I get that basic concept. You don't look that much like him, but
Right. It's goofy.
you kind of, yeah, I mean, whatever. I get it.
I'm like, whatever, dude's known as having a big hog, so... Yeah, you can
Yeah.
relate to me to him in your head if you want.
Yeah, that's funny. No, it was a good con, man. It was a lot though. I was so happy for you on Sunday though, and then I got to see Ernie, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Ernie was cool. I had obviously been in his vicinity at least 3 times. Just never got an autograph. At Ghostbusters Fan Fest was like one of my first big conventions that style.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't even like understand that I could just walk up to him and get an autograph. I thought I had to like pay for it in advance. So it's kind of just like weird. I didn't even understand I could do that. For him at least.
Well, and FanFest wasn't lined out the best for some of the guests. I mean, there was a lot of criticism for how Wizard World set that up.
Yeah, so I obviously would have got it then, but didn't really understand how that worked. Then, yeah, did not get
movie
his
premiere.
autograph at Afterlife or Frozen Empire. So
Yeah, we were in the same room with him for that. He was there for Afterlife. He just didn't come by our section.
yeah,
Or I mean, for Frozen Empire when we were in the fan pit. So
yeah, yeah. Fun stuff though. Finally got him on that VHS. I didn't have any signed Ghostbusters VHS, so it's just cool to have that in the
yeah,
arsenal now.
yeah. Like Dan Aykroyd's one of the only Dan Aykroyd signature I got is on those shoes, and I'm like, this is fucking terrible for displaying purposes.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I still got it. It's still on display, but like, it just doesn't go with anything else. So
Yeah. There's
yeah, man. I think
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think there was like some Scream 4 news finally that came out about physical media release. They did a VHS, a Steelbook, and a regular 4K release.
Yeah, I did a video I posted. It's at like a couple hundred views now, but the VHS is sold out so far.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get a copy yet. Rent just due tomorrow. I'm like, you dropped this at the worst fucking possible day of the month.
Yeah.
The last day of the month. I'm like, I can't afford that today. So, yeah. Didn't get the VHS. Hopefully it will come back with the restocks, because I'm pretty sure the American Psycho VHS sold out, and then they restocked it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. And they may not have done a huge restock, but we'll see. I mean, that's what I'm hoping. Like, if I were to get that, but
Yeah, if they do a restock, though, unless they like publicly announce it, a lot of people won't even notice. But I'll keep looking. And then, in regards to 4K Steelbook versus the regular standard edition, the Steelbook is Lionsgate Limited and has special features that the standard edition will not, which is why I still don't know which version I'm going to get. I don't have any of the Steelbooks, and they are out of print for 1 through 3. I think 1 through 3. At least 2 out of 3 of them are for sure out of print. Like hard, like expensive out of print. Like 150 at least, maybe 120 or so. But like, I'm not spending that. I don't give a fuck. I like uniformity, so I'm like inclined to get the standard edition. I'm like, are those special features worth it to me? I like special features and I like Scream 4, but it's gonna piss me off sitting in there as a Steelbook.
for sure. Yeah, like the uniformity goes a long way on a shelf to look clean and uniform. I feel that. So here's something that when I was talking to Andrew Heath about at the show, you know, because like Friday was fairly slow at the con. Sunday was steady, but Saturday was busy. But I was trying to figure out like why Friday felt so weird. And then Andrew Heath is like, yeah, he's like, I think it's because the World Cup has all kinds of venues booked up. Because WonderCon in LA, I think, happened over the weekend. And that's a big con. And C2E2 in Chicago was huge. Like there's tons of people that normally come to Planet and C2E2 that like I didn't see. And that's just artists or other people I know that were at C2E2 because they had a conflicting weekend. And I think there had maybe been another con going on, but there's just lots of stuff overlapping early on before the World Cup because that's going to go on for a while because it's a tournament style play. And like they've got venues booked up all over the US for it. So some of these were earlier than usual. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So hopefully next year it'll be a little bit easier to hit some of the other events or get some other guests in there. But
yeah,
I thought we did pretty awesome here for having some good guests. So
it was I'm bummed I missed out on mostly Keith David and Kiefer Sutherland and the autographs for Elijah Wood and Sean Astin, but honestly I'm fine with what we got. So
yeah, I mean the autographs are cool. I mean I enjoy autographs.
It's just because I like the autograph tape collection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That's just kind of like my thing with autographs now. Like I wish I had started it sooner because I have other autographs by people that aren't
on tapes or whatever else. Yeah.
Would have been cool to get the guy from fucking Terminator, Michael Biehn, on Terminator or Aliens, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity there for that going forward, and, you know.
Yeah, it's fun. I wasn't the only person either. The guy behind me had a line for Ernie, had a Ghostbusters VHS too.
Okay.
His was in a Hastings slipcover.
Oh, one of the old Hastings side squeezer clear covers.
I'm sure that's just like one had around the house to protect it. He took off something else, I'm sure. Because I ordered these ones. I mean, I don't know if you can tell that it's in there, but like, let me take it out so you can. But they were just clear slips, just for my signed VHS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then it fits it perfectly. Just with a tiny little bit of space, you know, so you're not squeezing it fucking too hard in there.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I like that.
So I put all my signed tapes in these now. It was like 10 of these for like $15 on eBay from someone, so I was like, all right, sick.
Yeah. One with your video store aesthetic, that really makes sense to have them and then to protect them too, so. Other than that, though, man, that was a big weekend, you know. Getting engaged, that's huge. And then getting some of those autographs, seeing some of those people, like...
Yeah. It's wild. Elijah Wood
I
and
just-
Sean Astin were there and saw us get engaged. It's funny.
Yeah, like as your witnesses.
Well, it's funny. She didn't even like put together that I was like, you know, Lord of the Rings, and I'm giving her a ring and shit. Like, till we're walking away.
Yeah, she was just like in the moment, and then was like, "Oh shit, that was clever."
Like she was. You can tell on the first of those photos. I'm going to switch over to it again. The one where Elijah Wood and her are both staring, like, sort of at each other with their jaws dropped.
Yeah.
Is hilarious. So shocked. She was walking. I followed her out first, and she was talking like, you know, whatever, shaking hands with Sean Astin, just saying hi or whatever. And then she turned around to see where I was at. Already down, and then I didn't even like see what Elijah Wood's reaction was until we were gone. Saw the photos.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's behind you, so you're like looking at one and at Tatum. That's crazy, man. That's awesome, though.
Yeah. And we went out to the photo area, and they were like, "Are you the ones that had multiple photos?" And we were like, "I don't know," because like I hadn't realized, flashes were going off from the photos, and I didn't know how many photos she took or didn't take or what.
Yeah.
I know that we posed for the one at the end after she said yes. And I was like, oh crap, I don't know, is that the one we're going to get? Like, I'd rather have the proposal one, but thankfully they had all three for us and were like, which one do you want? And I was like, how much does it cost to get all three? And the guy just kind of like looked around all shadily and then just like stacked them all on top of each other and pushed it over to us.
Oh, hell yeah. That's dope.
I was like, well, they're already printed. What are you going to do? Throw them away? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Right? You know, you're doing that, and
Makes you...
that's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to say, I really like the photographers that were helping, you know, because when you're going through somebody's line, if you're doing an autograph or a selfie, sometimes the people that are taking pictures only do like one or two.
They were all really good. And whoever was doing it for Ernie was like literally like, they were taking pictures as he was signing and talking with the person
Yeah,
throughout and the selfie and stuff.
Looking at the sticker, shaking my hand, and like with Juniper and everything, that was so cool. And then even the Alex Winter one, like we got several photos there. So I really appreciate that, because there's some people that just phone it in or they don't get enough. And you're like, yeah, sometimes you need several, you know? So
it's crazy. You know who chatted me up the most out of anyone at a convention was, well, the two, I guess. It'll be Brian O'Halloran and Kane Hodder.
Oh, okay.
Kane Hodder was like all about, yeah, let's chat. Let's chat about fucking Friday the 13th. And he was like doing shots with fucking other people. Like other celebrities around him. He's like, yeah, let's do some shots. Get Warwick Davis over here. Let's do some shots with the Leprechaun.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was an excellent weekend, man. Like, we've had some great experiences with this stuff, and so, like, because Liz isn't necessarily like a huge fan of getting autographs or seeing celebrities. You know, she's just like, okay, they're people. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with them. And then, but I mean, with Ernie, like, she was, I think, awestruck by him. You know, like, he's huge. You know, just as the Ghostbuster stuff. She's been to the premiere with us for Afterlife.
Yeah,
seeing all this stuff and everything else, and so, and then having me with Juniper in line with him, like seeing them, I think was like huge. You know, she was like, I almost teared up. Like, it was just so cool seeing you so excited and seeing her be like shy and everything. It was, yeah, really awesome.
Yeah.
So
I just forget, like, he's in fucking Airheads too.
He's in tons of stuff, man. You forget, like, he is such a good performer. You know, you watch him and everything, and you're like, damn. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing with Elijah Wood. It was like, I was thinking about what tapes to bring. I was like, just in case, like, you know. I brought The Faculty with me because I was like, that'd be a cool nap sign. I like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I could have bought Flipper. That'd have been funny.
Oh man, that'd have been great.
I have The Good Son on VHS. I could have had him sign. Fucking Back to the Future 2. If you really want to get crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just in so
So-
many things too. Yeah, it's just cool.
Well, I think we can wrap this up. I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing I was even going to mention was that the Ghostbusters with a live orchestra is going on like a 35-date tour this fall. The closest they're coming to us is Omaha, so might be worth a road trip for that. I don't know. Like, I'd like to see that, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd be more inclined if they had somebody touring with them. You know, like, well, actually, that might be worth going to because Elmer Bernstein's son, I think, is conducting some of those. Who
Is he-
consulted on the last two scores?
Is he actually conducting at the events though?
Tour? I don't. That's what I need to see. I know some of the one-offs he's done that before. That's what I want to see. Is like if he's conducting that I'd be inclined to go to that.
Yeah.
Especially since he consulted on the last two movies and performed on the scores for those a little bit. You know, I love that. That'd be worth it to me.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks for
dropping
tuning
by,
in.
everybody. We will
we'll see you back at it.
be back next week.